you filthy animal. No more porn. Porn. It's
That's
just
the way to start a live stream. Wow.
Oh,
We're not even going to give them context.
it says we're live on Facebook here.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, we're live now.
Oh, hello, live.
We're alive again.
We've had so many technical difficulties this morning.
Oh my God, what a nightmare.
The physical embodiment of that hang in there kitty poster.
And Beck said, I don't think I can do it from my place. I said, come to my place, I can help.
It worked out so well, didn't it?
Works swimmingly.
Oh, amazing.
I don't know how many
How do
pairs
I-
of headphones I had to try.
And none of them worked.
No. I'm putting in a complaint.
I broke them all just so I could sit beside her.
Oh, no, she didn't.
It's like I'm saying double right now.
She didn't want it. I know, we're like twins.
You can see why you guys are best friends.
I know. Besties.
I hate her.
Yeah, I hate her. She stinks.
Oh,
Aw.
unnecessarily hurtful.
Yeah, two types of best friends here. You guys are sitting together in the same room, whereas me and Adam are just like as far away from each
Yeah.
other right now.
That's for the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See
For
Paul
the best.
Look at the pond. Dirty
reflection in his
dirty.
glass.
Oh, look,
It's easier for the two of you to talk over each other when you're in the same room.
Oh, sorry.
use these two words in a sentence, Adam.
You're in trouble.
Oh, am I? No, it's the
Other day. Yeah. I'm always in trouble.
We're starting.
It says we have three viewers. I don't know who those people are, but thank you for
Us.
watching. Oh yeah, us probably. One of them's me. One of them's probably your boyfriend, and
No, he's watching Love and Monsters.
My husband's
oh,
on.
yeah. Well, why wouldn't you?
Ruby Buckingham says hi, Mum.
Oh,
So we got the kids involved. That's great.
I'll have
I
to
don't know
check.
where my kids are right now, though.
Yeah. Do you know where your kids are right now? No one does.
Still in utero, I think.
It's all it's all content, baby. No matter what we do, we had all the technical issues in the world come down upon us.
And
The last one worked so well, and lightning never strikes twice, does it?
that's all right. It's one of these things are sent to test us and try us.
And I think you'll agree the sunlight dappling down on Nakia's face is truly beautiful.
Oh my
Where-
God, that
Where are you guys?
And
In
now-
the garage?
I
No.
don't think you need to know where we are, Adam.
Oh, oh God!
We're
Oh
in
God!
the time.
secret to your porn stash.
God,
Two
why?
girls.
All right, I'm canceling this. I don't want to do this anymore.
Okay.
All right, well, let's get started. I think people are, sick of our technical issues and everything. Look, if you are watching, please comment something, in the comments and tell us what you think of the Hand of Fear, because that's what we're going to do today. All right, I'm going to get started. Technical issues. Welcome to a brand new episode of D4WH.
Woo.
I am your host, Eldrad Must Live. I am
Yes.
Sullivan. Joined as always by my co-host, Eldrad Must Live.
Yes.
It's Nakia Shut. And please welcome our guest, Eldrad Must Live. It's the food wanker, Beck Buckingham.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
ladies. Hello,
Hello.
ladies. How are you?
Tippy tops, thanks.
Yes.
Fantastic. Nothing
Yes.
bad has happened this morning. Everything's been perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's just that we hadn't finished our pot of tea, so we couldn't rush.
Wait, your pot and tea?
Yes.
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 Ah,
Okay.
I see, I see.
Okay, yeah.
That makes so much more sense then.
Let me tell you about porcupines.
Oh, yes.
And we've just received a call from Gallifrey. You've got to go. It's our trusty Beck Tech.
Oh.
Hi.
Hi, Beck. How are you? Hi, Beck and Beck.
Hi.
Yes. Hi. I'm Beck 1, remember? You're Beck 2.
How come Beck gets a call to Gallifrey, not us.
No, we got the
Because
call
I'm
to
the only one
Gallifrey.
whose audio works.
Oh,
We got the call to Gallifrey, so we have to leave her.
oh, okay, fair enough.
Okay, yeah, get the fuck out.
Yeah, right, get your popcorn stuff.
Every day, baby. Oh, yeah. Our episode today is The Hand of Fear, Series 14, Serial 2. Written by Bob Baker and Dave Martin and directed by Lenny Mayne. Good old Lenny Mayne.
He's the Australian guy.
Looks like a fucking dick. Put a cape on it.
That's what he said about one of the
I
characters.
thought it looked like a vagina.
No. This was for, what was the name of it? Alpha Centauri.
Alpha Centauri came out and he was the director and he said, oh my God, he actually said, it looks like a cock, put a cape on it. And it does.
But we're talking about The Hand of Fear, which originally aired between October 2nd to 23rd, 1976. Sadly,
Wow.
this was the last time that Lenny would work on Doctor Who, as 7 months later he was involved in a boating accident in the English Channel and his body was never recovered.
No. He went to
He went to Gallifrey to meet up with the great big dick in the sky.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what happens when we die, isn't it? You meet up with
Yep.
a dick in the sky.
What one have you been watching?
we may have a discussion about this offline, Adam.
Yeah, off my.
You and your
Go
poor
meet up with the dick in the sky. Dick in the sky. That's where you're gonna go when you die. When you die.
Dick in the sky.
When they die and they lay me to rest, I'm gonna lay with the dick. That's the best. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for
He's here
joining
all week.
us. This is probably a good time to mention that Beck's kid Ruby has just said, "I'm very impressed, Mum."
No,
That's okay, loving daughter of
that
mine.
in sarcastic font.
I am going to think
wait.
that it's an honest response.
I can't wait to talk about the fonts in the nuclear plant when we get there.
Oh, okay.
The fonts or
The
the
fonts.
fonts?
The fonts.
The font.
I am
We all-
married to a
We all remember that bit where Fonzie walked in and went, "Hey!"
and then hit it and it worked.
Caused a nuclear meltdown.
Yeah. He hits the hand of Eldrad and the entire thing blows up.
No. Poor old Eldrad, he must live.
Must live.
Must
We start off as we always do with a short synopsis. Eldrad must live. And Sarah Jane has been hypnotized into helping Eldrad absorb enough radiation to regenerate himself. But is Eldrad as evil as they first appear? Yes. Yes, he is.
No.
That's basically, you could basically boil, it's 4 episodes, but oh my God, there is so much corridor running.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is a lot of that. It is the worst episode for Sarah to leave on, I think. They could have given her a better one.
To be fair, some of the other options involved either killing her off,
Yeah.
which Elizabeth Sladen was not a fan of,
No.
and she also didn't want Sarah Jane to be married off as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, companions did that a lot. They turn up
Yeah.
after 10 minutes, they go, well, I want to marry you. No,
She marries Eldrad.
well, the first,
Baby.
A lot worse.
yeah, the first Eldrad, the second Eldrad, I was married to him. It didn't work.
Well, at least she didn't. She could have ended up with Brian Blessed
Well, that's true. That's true.
if she had just waited another couple of doctors.
It's a fate worse than death for Perry, I tell you.
Ugh.
She gets her brain taken out, and then all of a sudden she's like, I might as well marry Brian Blessed.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
We've all done that.
as a companion, yeah, having your brain taken out. I've all been there. Well,
Yeah.
What's
I wouldn't recommend
let us know in the comments what your favorite way for a companion to leave was.
Definitely not like that.
no.
I would marry Brian Blessed. What are you talking about?
Oh, what?
No,
You so are out.
that makes one of us.
You want to marry Brian Blessed and you're
No,
looking forward
I
to
was.
stick in the sky. No, Adam's outed himself.
Kiss, marry Brian Blessed. Yep. That's what we're playing.
I was saying the way that she left, I didn't like. So
Well, no
Well-
one told me about her. her
What
the
I
way she
liked-
left.
What I liked about this episode,
Mm.
firstly, Sarah has, I think, been possessed or hypnotized more times than any character I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So she's quite good now.
I think they just realized that's her niche in acting.
But what I really loved is the rapport between her and Tom Baker, and it just really is a culmination of what it was like. And I was saying to Beck, I love that when the original Eldrad is in the TARDIS and Sarah just wanders out a door and comes back in eating a banana. You know,
Yes.
about the whole thing. And
Where did she get a banana?
Well,
I don't want to know.
The TARDIS probably has banana groves somewhere.
yeah,
The ninth Doctor loves bananas.
As a food wanker, it was the only bright spot for me. It was the only piece of food consumed in the whole 4 episodes.
no, that's not
bananas.
true. Eldrad
And it was the only food that the Doctor had that was wankable. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, Graham's probably watching the Hand of Fear, being like, "Where's my banana grove?
Yeah, where are the
I'm
bananas?
always hungry."
I do. I love the back and forth. I love, you know, when he says we should talk to Eldrad and Sarah says, "What are you going to do? Make hand signals?" You know, there's just a lot of.
I particularly love the way that that Sarah Jane plays with the lines. I can imagine them handing them the script, and she goes, "Oh, it just says Eldrad must live," and they're like, "Yeah, you just say that over and over
Eldrad
again."
must live.
And so she's like, I love when she's like, "Eldrad must live."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, she's so cute. She's so hypnotized and she's so cute."
She is so cute, and I so want that outfit. I
Is
would
it?
wear
Oh.
it if.
A girl wearing striped overalls. Yes, like Andy Pandy.
It's so cute.
No,
Uh,
I do believe they ad-libbed a lot by the end because they were really good friends, and I think you can sense the ease between
Yeah.
them, and I think that made it sadder for me that she was going.
There's one point where Tom Baker is talking to the Professor Watson, and he keeps talking, and Tom Baker goes, "Oh, shut up!" and continues with his line. And I was like, I'm gonna guess that was not in the script.
Yeah.
That was Tom Baker saying, "I'm the Doctor. You shut the fuck up."
I love the way that all the klaxons are going off, and he's going, "Turn that off, turn that off." You don't do that during an emergency. You keep the klaxons going.
All right,
Yeah.
we've turned the klaxons off. There's still an emergency going on. Oh well, I've done my bit. Da, 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 da.
I love how he goes, "Shut up," and they all just
Yeah.
stop. And I'm just like, that's my dream of just being able to yell, "Shut
That's
up."
how alarms. Yeah, that's how alarms work.
I just imagine all the people who are halfway out going, "Oh, all the klaxons have stopped. Go
everything's
back in." Yeah.
They basically do say return to work, don't they?
Yeah.
It's like
yeah.
the coronavirus. All the
They-
alarms are going off, and then as soon as they stop, oh yeah, come back in.
I love the fact that he's like, "Everyone evacuate." Oh, you can all return to work. Shit, everyone evacuate.
Not only does he say evacuate, but he gives them the war and peace speech as well.
Oh,
Because-
I want to know, how safe is it for your superior, your boss, to go, "Look, I don't know, she could just blow us all up, but you know, just move orderly out."
and who orders a nuclear strike on their
On a
Oh, but it
nuclear
doesn't-
power plant.
It doesn't take much. He's like, "Yeah, I made one call to the army. They're fucking ready. They're down."
Yeah, yeah.
He obviously rang Trump.
He gets to the end and he's like, "No one's gonna believe me." Oh, except for the army guys. They were down. They were straight up, straight down.
At least I learned something about Sarah Jane having to open her mouth and hold her nose
Oh,
so that your
that
eardrums don't.
funny. And she goes, "What's something happened by now?"
Where the Doctor's just standing there looking at them like, "The humans." Am I right?
Do you reckon the Doctor has 2 sets of eardrums?
Well, maybe he has 2 of everything. Glenn Stevens has joined us.
Glenn!
He's
We've worked at a not a nuclear plant, but at a refinery.
Hmm.
So if there was an emergency, there is no way in hell that our chief of staff would ring up and go, just drop a nuclear bomb on this shit, and we all go, "Yeah, hey, just
Wait,
hide
I
behind
mean,
the
an
car."
episode of Doctor Who isn't historically accurate.
Oh.
It was the 70s, darling. The army would
Oh.
do anything a white man would say.
Oh,
Yeah, I remember that.
oh.
Calm down, calm down. Now, if our viewers don't understand where we stand on Black Lives Matter, then you probably haven't been listening very hard, or been taking our jokes too seriously.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So.
Black Lives Matter, if it wasn't for coronavirus, I'd march, but I don't want to get coronavirus.
Yeah. But we do stand in solidarity.
I don't. Very
Let's start with the episode, shall we? In a frozen dome on an alien planet, 2 aliens rugged up in snuggies.
Looking like vaginas.
So I was so confused. I had no fucking idea what was going on.
Me either. Not a single idea.
I love when he touches him and the guy falls over and he's like, we're all gonna die.
I made an assumption that the hair and makeup person on set that day was caught in traffic. So maybe the hoods were going to be back a bit, and then they went, oh shit, Barb's stuck in traffic. And it's like, well, shit, we've got to shoot this. So let's just pull the hoods over a little further. Compounded by a scene whereby one of them was giving a big monologue shot in silhouette for about 30 seconds, which was effectively just a white baggy hood for 30 seconds.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want to be shot in silhouette?
Well, considering
that's my dream.
that he made, I assumed that they came out in their costumes, and he went, "Fuck, these also look like dicks." Stuck six nuggies on. Jesus.
pull the hood over that thing.
That's what she said.
But we've given them a lovely hat. It looks like foreskin. God damn it!
Nikki's gone.
I just got that. That's great.
Why do you people keep making dick aliens? I don't understand. You fucking with me?
No, but they want to.
Oh, yep. So they're trying not to freeze to death, and sometimes in Brisbane it can get down to 20 degrees. So we know exactly what freezing is.
Yeah.
Hey, it was 3 degrees the other morning. Thursday morning, I looked on the thing. It was 3 degrees on the north side. So we get cold. It was. It was like
Not warm but cold, but cold.
Yeah. I don't know if it actually got down to 3 degrees. It seems the decision is made to obliterate the capsule flying through space, even though there is a 1 in 3 million chance Eldrad might survive. The capsule is obliterated. Eldrad is dead, and Sarah Jane and the Doctor have a lovely day together. Well, that was nice. Things worked in their favour.
The end.
No, as we all know, on Doctor Who, 1 in 3 million chances are 100% assured.
Yes.
Absolutely.
The Doctor and Sarah... Yes.
Finally, call it a quarry.
Yes. It was canon.
Where are we? We're in a quarry. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. You probably taped half of the season there.
I love that.
The Doctor and Sarah Jane... Sorry?
Well, they're in a quarry. There's alarms going off, and the Doctor's like...
I love that. That's so good. It's only when Sarah Jane sees someone screaming at them that they realise, wait, warning sirens also sound like sirens.
Yeah, I just spent a minute waving back at the guy. Hello.
A worker tries to warn Mike not to push the detonator, but Mike has a taste for blood. And kablamo!
Now, can we all agree the location person just found a local quarry that was about to have an explosion and they shot the episode around that? Can we agree that that's what happened?
Yeah.
Well, that was what a lot of fans said, but it's not true. Oh, rubbish, it's true. It's not true. And then there was a myth that the camera
got blown.
Yes. It did get buried, but it wasn't a blast-proof thing and they could dig it out. But it was all a stage stuff. It wasn't that they just turned up and went, hey, a quarry, could be a planet, could be a explosion. Everyone jump in.
And I've seen a video of a YouTuber who went to the location. They put a lake in there now.
Ah.
Yeah, so there's a lake.
They don't use quarries for after they need them. They just put them back,
True
them back together.
Never been spoken. They don't use quarries after they need them.
That's right. They throw all the shit at the bottom and then fill it up with water. Call it a leak.
And then Tina mysteriously disappear in them.
That's right.
Thankfully, Sarah Jane is all right and just needs a hand to hold on to. What good luck, there's already one there.
Who doesn't need a hand to hold on to?
I will say, and I know this is an old
No,
episode.
there's a finger missing, so it's like this.
I know this is an old episode, but they really were shocking graphics.
Yeah.
The checkered screen, I thought he was going to start playing some sort of Tetris, poker, I don't know. What did you play? Pac-Man, something.
Oh,
Space-
I love the visuals. I love the visuals. They're so great.
Oh, terrible.
At the hospital, the doctor is examined by a doctor who assumes Gallifrey is an island.
Yeah.
Wait until we try to explain what exactly. Anyway, let's forget that.
But in Human Nature, he does
I
actually
love
say
that band.
Gallifrey's in Ireland when he's John Smith, when he's human, in the one with Martha. Yeah.
Oh
right.
yeah, when he falls in
we've,
love with that weird chick.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've been playing Big Fork. People have been playing a pointless quiz over Discord, and that's how I found out. One of the questions was name a band that has won the ARIA Lifetime Award, and I guessed Powderfinger, very influential band. But no, they have not been honoured that. Human Nature has. Human Nature last year won. Human Nature, as I like to call them, your mum's new favourite band.
Yeah. Hey, I'm a mum, and
What's your mum's favourite song from them, madam?
That's why I assume she probably has at least one of their Christmas records.
Oh,
no,
say no more. Yeah.
I've got all the Liberace albums.
I've got something to tell you.
What?
They're your favourite
He's
band.
a great piano player.
This may come as a shock.
It's not going to be the same sort of shit you tried to tell me about Peter Allen. Is it?
About Freddie Mercury.
Oh. The stone hand has been passed on to Dr. Carter at Pathology, who helps the doctor deduce that it's a silicon-based life form with a crystalline structure. Whoa, try saying that 3 times fast.
He was really
No,
cool.
I'll let you do it.
Actor. I don't know what I've seen him in, but I kept thinking I know him from somewhere. It must have been in some more Doctor Who.
Now,
And
Hang on.
yeah, sorry, Beck, go for it.
whenever you think that this is a show that young children might enjoy, I just throw a few words at you that were in that scene in the space of 30 seconds. Histology, differentiation, clinical pathology, crystalline, geodetic, and geologist. Many words I had to look up.
Yeah. My first thing was like, why did they send it to Pathology?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assumed
I don't know.
I just assumed it was like a statue, a statue from a hand from a statue, and they're like, oh, it's a fossil. I'm like, why did you assume it was a fossil?
Yeah, I don't know, but it was very yes. Well, I know. Look, you've had kids. I've read those words in a lot of kiddie books. Clarence,
I didn't realise I had kids.
geodetic.
Yeah.
Clarence, geodetic.
I love the geodetic range of kids' books. It's so good.
They're awesome.
What else was there to do except look up those big words in 1976 as a child?
Harry, you're a crystalline structure. What?
What's the differentiation between the organisms, Mother? Well, I think they stick to pathology rather than an archaeologist, because a pathologist would have been a lot quicker, because the archaeologist would have taken a lot longer to, scrape things and look.
Well, no, but the pathology
I
would have been
don't know
processing all those COVID tests, so he's like, oh, I haven't got time for this.
Yeah, and also
Ain't nobody got time for that.
archaeologists would not have been in the hospital.
No,
That is-
exactly.
You've stopped me in the track.
I know. Think it through.
No.
Think it through.
Never.
Why stop now?
Yeah, exactly. Why stop now? So the doctor manages to secure an electron microscope, but as soon as it's set up, he buggers off back to the quarry. Doesn't even check on Sarah Jane before he leaves.
I know, he walks past the door and doesn't even look in.
Yeah. Well, she's already awake, so if he looked in, he'd be like, what the fuck's going on here?
He flipped the sign so that it said "Don't disturb." So,
But he did ask the doctor to tell him when she woke up, so the doctor's going to be like, "Oh, don't disturb." Okay, well, I'll leave her alone then.
Yeah, well, we never see that doctor again anyway. So,
I know he had a lot of lines for someone who never appears ever again.
Yeah, and then he went off shift.
And the doctor's leaving, so call me when she's, awake.
How?
But I'm leaving, and you've got no way of contacting me. So
there's
bye then.
just no iPhone.
Send him a text.
And also, it
Sure.
seems like that doctor is the main doctor looking after Sarah. In the credits, he's credited as intern.
Yeah.
Uh,
I actually saw that watching it on the YouTube video. It actually came
Yeah.
up in the subtitles as intern. I'm just like, really? He's an intern?
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, Sarah Jane is awake, and turns out she's been nicking jewelry.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Seems she's got a taste for it, as she also nicks the stone hand, but she makes sure to put it in a Tupperware container to keep it fresh.
What is the thing with the container?
I have
Like-
no idea. I love that it's just there. It like perfectly fits the hand in it.
The rise
it's
of
an awesome
Tupperware.
Tupperware because it not many people know this, but it does have a lifetime guarantee. And one of the things that it's one of its great uses is really that it can hold extraterrestrial hands
and keep it fresh.
seal them in nice time. Later on in the episode where where the guy in the special suit picks it up with the prongs and everything
Driscoll.
and gently places it in the Tupperware container. I thought
That's stronger than anything.
stronger.
But then when he takes it out, he doesn't do the lid up all that tightly. He just
No,
lightly
he
leaves it
doesn't.
on there. Yeah,
Uh,
I'm like that thing must be full of radiation, mate.
Yeah.
When he picks it up with the tongs, the top of the thing squishes.
Yeah.
The hand just goes squish. It's like a foam cutout or something. I'm just like, I didn't realize concrete hands could go squish.
Karen, who's watching, thanks. Hi, Karen has a
Hi,
theory.
Karen.
She says, I love that they sent it to pathology because the doctor doesn't give a crap. Basically, pathology is for all the stuff lying around that doctors have no interest in. He does say we're only concerned with the living here.
That's true.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm going to disappear and never look on my patient ever again. Goodbye.
I'm just an intern, and look what I got away with.
Finding nothing at the quarry, the doctor leaves the TARDIS and goes back to the hospital to find Sarah Jane gone and the sample absorbing radiation from the electron microscope.
How far away is that quarry from the hospital? Like, he got
Not
to
far.
and from there very quickly, apparently.
Yeah. Did he walk? He doesn't have a car. He took the ambulance to the hospital.
And the
No.
TARDIS was still at the quarry, so
Yeah. Why would you take the TARDIS anywhere? It's only a thing that can instantly appear anywhere.
nah,
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
easy.
I don't get that. And then that one moment where Dr. Carter goes, "Does that Eldrad must live?"
Mm.
Hello.
Did you
Just
find anything
thought-
at the quarry? What? Oh, did you find anything at the quarry? Oh. I was just asking. I'm not under Eldrad's power. Oh.
I'm not crazy at all.
Tom
conversation.
Baker's Doctor, I've discovered I'm rewatching it, is really shit at finding out when people are under a spell.
Yeah.
But then every time someone goes, Eldrad must live and blast someone, I'm like, they're under Eldrad's power, they're under Eldrad's power,
Yeah.
they're under Eldrad's power.
Doctor goes, "Whoa, well that was unexpected.
No, I did not see that coming.
Who is this Eldrad?"
Bring to order the first meeting of the Eldrads must livers. All right.
Eldrad must live.
His livers. How many livers does Eldrad have?
I wonder if they do that. Eldrad, present. Eldrad, present.
Present. Eldrad, present. Eldrad. Oh, sorry, that's me, present.
Present. Do they
Sorry.
just swap names when there's a substitute Eldrad around?
Eldrad. 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 Eldrad.
Eldrad.
My name's Steve. Get him!
Eldrado.
Right.
Eldrago.
Eldrado.
Well, good thing that they find out that the sample is absorbing radiation, because otherwise they never would have figured out that Sarah Jane was going to the nuclear power station.
Yes, I know, and that there would be one quite so handy. I love
Just
that.
next door, apparently.
I know it was actually a real power plant.
I wonder
know.
why our patients keep getting cancer.
Yeah,
Putting a hospital next to a nuclear power plant.
it's strange because they filmed at an actual power station, and I was like,
Yeah.
I reckon 75% of these episodes were filmed in a soundstage. You know.
No, they did, and apparently it was freezing cold.
And before they could leave set, they had to have like a Geiger counter run over them to make sure they couldn't take anything off set until it had been tested.
Yeah, not real. No, the workplace health and safety was a little bit shit.
The workplace
on this episode would have been run off their feet with bloody quarries and explosions and
This is 1976 we're talking about. There was no such thing as OH&S.
He was sitting out back smoking near the fuel drum.
Yeah, the health and safety off the show was more into it than the health and safety on the show. So. Somehow, either Sarah Jane or a 150 million year old stone alien somehow knows exactly how to get to the reactor core without getting lost.
Oh well.
Yeah.
When you're possessed, you sense direction. Have you never been so drunk and woken up in your own bed and gone, I have no idea how I got here?
Okay, I understand that. Okay, right.
Okay, thank you.
But I know where my bed is. I don't know where the reactor core is.
Well, that's true.
Is that the name you
Yeah. Hey, baby, do you want to put your stone hand on my reactor core?
Before I go to the big dick in the sky.
All I need you to do is scream out, Eldrad must live.
No, it's not weird.
It's not weird. It's not weird.
It's not weird. No.
I tell you what, it's going to be difficult for me to ask my next girlfriend to wear that Eldrad costume.
Yeah.
The one that's like got little stones all over it.
Yeah.
Make it crystal. She could be a new age girl, you know. Have like rose quartz and amethyst.
Wear these blue lights in your eyes.
You do the Claxton sound, as Beck said. You like to have
that's how I orgasm.
Awesome.
I don't doubt that. I honestly don't.
That is much better than quiet orgasm.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. That is better than quiet orgasm.
Your mother must be on high alert all the time, Adam, with that alarm.
Yep. She keeps busting in, being like, "What's the emergency? Oh God!"
In full PPE.
That's my suit.
Oh my God! Oh, I'm so. Oh, God. Are you crying, Nakia? Are you crying?
Don't blame you. Oh my God, she is crying.
So bad for you.
She's even astral projecting as she does it.
I say it's better than the silent orgasm, because that's when that happens and you're like, is it over?
Is it over?
It's not a phrase you want to hear when you're having sex.
Is it over?
Is it over?
Is it? Hey, is it done? Because I got stuff to do. I gotta go to the power plant.
Live, you know,
Eldrad must live.
Yeah,
Time's a ticket.
Eldrad must live, and I don't have time.
No.
Yeah.
Anywho.
Anyway, the Doctor and Carter have been caught by the guards, but they managed to evade the guards thanks to their one weakness, swinging doors. Ooh. I love when the guy who was in front runs back and he's like, they must have gone this way. Well, those guys have been standing there and no one got past them.
Oh my God.
You know you have to be a dickhead to be in the security. You have to have had an intelligence.
Controversial.
No. You have to have had an intelligence test where they go, we're going to open this door and hide here. And if you walk the other way and then turn around and we're not here, and you go, ooh, magic.
Whoa.
More on the security.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
Also, a special shout out to the costumes in this scene and the scenes around it, that they were seemed like they had a very fulsome crotch. In the
That's what we noticed that too.
A very mesmerizingly large crotchal area.
Yes.
So,
well, there was space off.
Yes.
Yeah, especially on the women. Yeah, especially on the women.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. That's the way you like your women, don't you?
a very
Fulsome crotches.
full bush.
We had possums.
Oh dear God! Why?
Yeah.
Why is this happening? Why? I'm going to my happy place.
This happens
Maybe
here.
Why is this happening?
Why is there a possum in my pants?
No, I love the radiation suits that they wear later on with the giant condom heads.
Mm.
I love the fact that they threw a woman in there. The character was supposed to be a man, and one of the producers or the director or somebody went, my wife's an actress, let's throw her in. So
He went, looks like that actor's got a penis on it. Chuck a woman over there and cover it up.
all my husband said to me was, oh, she could have popped a bra on. I didn't even know.
Yeah. Well, Dave.
No, I didn't notice that. Yeah, but
He had no idea that Eldrad must live, but bras must be worn.
Burn the bras.
is that what he calls out? Bras must be worn.
Bras
Bras must be worn.
I go, shut up. It's all about Eldrad.
We're Eldradding here. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's right.
The stone hand now has flesh on it and starts throbbing. Sarah understands that the hand is. That's what I call my
Don't.
heart. My heart. Be still, my throbbing heart.
All right, no.
Which was once made of stone.
This was the one time I thought that the graphics were actually, or the special effects were pretty good, because when the hand started to move in the Tupperware, I thought, okay, that's creepy. That was the first time it didn't look like it had been superimposed on there or it was made of foam. It kind of did that.
If you can't see Nakia's hand, it's pulsing gently on my knee.
This is how we like to record. It's strange recording without Nakia's hand on my knee. So.
Yeah, excuse me, everyone, make your Claxton noise.
What am I reacting for?
And even though she lives 30 kilometres away from Nakia's place, Mum's just like,
What the top of your heart is going to
Can I just say, when to make the graphic for Monday, I had to do a bit of skipping before I watched the episode. So I assumed that I saw the hand and I was like, oh, they must get chased by a possessed hand or something. No, the hand just sits there.
Yeah,
just sits there.
The most we see is when it gingerly touches the door hinge, and they were like, "Oh, it's a monster! It's gonna kill us all!" And it's just like it can't even get up the hinge, and it's like a cat at the door, like, "Let me in, let me in."
I mean,
Doctor Who likes sentient hands, don't they?
One doesn't get a big shoe and squat the damn thing is beyond me. But anyway,
well, we had the last episode that you guys made me watch was the one with the flying fingers into the ears.
Oh, it was too.
Oh yes.
And then there was another one with the what's that? The Cyberman.
Oh yeah,
with the skeleton hand.
Yeah, the skeleton hand. So they love them some disembodied hands.
Yeah. So
and fingers.
The scene when I wondered why you made me watch this episode, and then there was the hand. It's all
the hand of fear.
So I'm assuming in the next episode there's an arm. There's an arm that does something.
There's an elbow.
A sentient arm.
By the time this podcast ends, we'll have made you watch a full body.
Adam.
Ooh.
Oh, remind me to show you my ticket.
Saucy.
I didn't know what was coming.
Saucy. Well, hello. You want to check out my full body? No, I don't. Okay, understood. I also love that when Professor Watson is talking on the loudspeaker to tell everyone to evacuate the power station, there's this fly crawling across his face, and I'm like, oh. Yeah, I noticed that. I was like, oh my God.
Was it when we were in these scenes where the guy was saying, yelling at that woman, get a team of men suited up and armed and get Driscoll out of there? And she turns to the person beside her and says, get the men suited up. And it's like, mate, what do I do with my kids? Like, I just say your brother dinner's ready. Dinner's ready! It's like, mate, I could have done that. So anyway, was that the producer's wife?
Yes,
maybe that was
the director's wife. Yeah, and that's why later on Professor Watson makes all phone calls himself, because he's like, "I'll just do it myself, man."
On that giant red phone, either he had very tiny little man hands, or it was a giant
pretty big phones. And you cannot rely on a woman to make a decent phone call and get the information out without having a bit of a gossip.
I mean, it's interesting that he make a phone call, because it's probably all those rotary phones. So he's like, I need to call the army.
9, 8.
I think they had a doo-doo phone, didn't
A doo-doo phone.
they?
Doo-doo.
Doo-doo. When we got a press button phone. When we got a press button phone, it would ring by going doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. And so I always called it a doo-doo phone. And I'd go, hello.
There was a line where
Woman every episode, don't they? And you just see a little bit more, a little peek into the chasm. That's what I call her, the chasm.
It is a chasm.
Yeah.
It's a
Believe
chasm.
me, I know.
Can you hear an echo?
oh god.
Hello.
I'll let you out later.
The weird part is when it answers you back.
And then I emulate Jaws when I go, we're gonna need a bigger deck.
He said deck.
Oh,
Yeah, I said
okay,
deck.
yeah.
I said New Zealand deck. Yeah.
We'll need one of those too, don't worry.
I hate the shelf bit. It's like having a shelf, whenever I eat something, then I look down and I go, oh, look, I saved some stuff.
Yeah, I had that problem too.
Yeah.
I think it's great. Like my stomach, I could just rest stuff on and be like, nom 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 nom.
Is it like that Maltesers ad, Adam?
No, I feel like I'm more like an otter floating in the water, being like,
Cracking
nom,
Aw.
nom, nom, nom.
the tummy.
Yeah.
No, I was eating
cracking open bags of chips with a rock and then eating them off my tummy.
I was eating a chip the other day, and then I got up and I walked around, did a few things, and I walked into where Dave's got his office, and he went, "Is that for me?" And I had a big chip. And I went, "No."
The chip isn't, but everything else is.
Oh dear. Sorry. I would like to mention
Yes.
the world's most plastic-looking wrench.
Oh yes.
Oh my god.
Yes.
That was like a foam wrench.
That
But I love that Eldrad's big plan when he takes over Carter is to follow the Doctor up to the highest point of the power station, try and swing a wrench at him, like not telling him first Eldrad must live, swing a wrench and then fall off and die.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus Christ.
One, I'd hit him from behind. If
exactly.
Eldrad's life was that important. So he swings around. He has two, almost like haymaker shots, of the ridiculous thing, and then dies. And he was the only character I quite liked.
Yeah.
Besides poor old Driscoll, who
he's never mentioned again, so don't worry about it. There's a dead body lying in the power station, so
just throw it in the reactor.
Just
I love.
I
She's got to go and deal with her. We can hear you guys. Oh my
can
God.
hear you.
How do I mute you two?
If they're going to start kissing.
Anyway, as we were saying, after this, Watson tells everyone to go back to work, and it's like, sir, there's a dead body here.
Well, the health and safety guy was out smoking by the petrol.
Well, his reaction is probably, all right, everyone evacuate again.
It's just, there was that one lovely moment where he rings his wife, but he can't really say what he wants to say because he's
about to die.
Yeah, because he's an uptight guy.
Uptight guy. Uptight guy.
He's been living in
uptight guy. Uptight guy. He's an uptight guy.
Right.
Is that your theme song, Adam?
I thought that was stupid and pointless and
Cut the song, Adam.
No, I would counter that song was stupid and pointless. Thank you very much.
Uptight guy's my new phone.
Yeah.
My ringtone.
Sung by Human Nature.
Although surprisingly, it's surprising how many people don't like Uptown Girl.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, I like it. It's a fun, jaunty sound.
Uptight guy.
Is it, Dad?
Yeah.
Is it fun and
Yeah,
joy?
is it?
What are you, 100?
Yes.
I think Human Nature do a version for you.
I love that the most controversial thing of this whole fucking episode is the fact that I like Uptown Girl.
No.
No.
A lot
I
of-
don't think
there's
that's.
a lot of-
I don't think that's the most controversial
surprised.
thing we've said about you.
Yeah,
Which is fine.
and your weird religion. But anyway, we'll keep going.
Uptight guy.
All right. Anyway, they send in Driscoll in a radiation suit, but Driscoll finds the ring, putting him under Eldrad's thrall. He tells the doctor he didn't find the ring, so they instantly know that he's hypnotized.
No, I've got a question first.
Yes.
Sarah opens the door and the colour pinwheel from Wheel of
Yeah.
Fortune goes
Yeah.
off. What the fuck is it?
What
is
is
it?
it? Don't explain it.
It's a keyhole because later on Driscoll walks in and it hides he has this massive key that he pulls out and he puts it in, and I'm like, gee, it's good thing that Driscoll got hypnotized, considering he's the only one who has the friggin' key.
Yeah, or an Allen key, the world's weirdest Allen key.
Yeah.
I mean, and she's sitting there scrambling, and I'm going, what is the colours of the rainbow? Anyway, and I love the.
You're so eloquent.
Oh, you.
Me. Sorry. Continue.
I'm not a pheasant plucker.
I'm a pheasant plucker's son.
Oh shit.
God.
I do like the way they've upgraded the radiation monitor. Remember in the one with Sarah in the Revelation of the Daleks, where they've just got that really dodgy sort of lever going up. This time they've actually got 3 lights. Very nice. Very nice.
Nice.
Nice to see they've done
Different,
that.
unusual.
Yes, it's nice.
Doctor goes through a boiling hot thermal tunnel.
Oh yeah, 200 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
Nah, nothing for the doctor.
And
It's
Sarah,
like firewalking. It's like the people that firewalk.
yeah, and Sarah is conveniently subdued like that.
Oh yeah, he pretends to be hypnotized and then brutally takes her down.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, is her neck snapped?
Yeah.
Is this how she goes out?
Wow, that is
Is
How many times has he used that on her?
I don't want you to leave. Snap. Oh, we've lost Nakia. Oh no.
Oh, sorry. She's just doing a sinus clearing exercise, just and a bit of yoga.
we
Down
do- We like to do that once every half hour. That's fantastic.
Here. Woo, woo, woo. Babe, you need a wax. Oh, she's got
well, when you laugh so much, you cry at some point.
You've got to let it all out.
Yeah, I've got to run back and
do you, Adam? Sometimes I think it's best if you hold a little bit in.
I started this podcast because I can't afford a therapist, and I will continue to use this as my therapy. Thank you very much.
Okay.
How's that working for you?
Terribly.
Yeah.
I love when Driscoll holds Eldrad's hand and like carries it around the thing and takes it into the reactor. Yeah.
And he's got the ring. He could have used the ring on his workmate, but this is obviously someone who nicked his lunch one day because he wallops him over the head.
Oh, that guy never mentioned again. Everyone who gets knocked out, never mentioned again.
It just, there's just at some point you would like that ring just to walk around to people. I'll say Eldrad, but it doesn't.
Kiss my ring.
Knock those bastards.
Let me ask: is diving out of the way of radiation the way to save yourself? Because the doctor seems to think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it absolutely is.
Oh no, the radiation doesn't affect you. Remember? Yeah.
No, but the doctor seems to think so because he's like, "Quick, dive!"
Dive.
Well, that's, what's his name? Not Driscoll. No, the other
Watson.
bloke. When he, I think it was Watson, and he's standing and he's just like yelling through the door. The radiation level in there will be lethal, and they're like 5 meters away. It's like, mate, you're just yelling through an open door. If it's lethal in here, chances are you've probably got a smidge of it on you as well.
I just think you should understand that any safety person knows there is what we call the blue line of safety, where if you stand on
One moment.
Good. We love it when you bring in safety.
Uptown guy.
No, so pretty much at some point, some dickhead has drawn a line somewhere and said, if you stand on this side of the line, you'll live. If you step over it, you're dead. Without any scientific stuff. This is not a scientific thing.
I swear my parents have used that move on me before.
Anyway, so I call it the blue line of safety.
The blue line of safety.
The blue line of safety. If you step over this line, pow, straight to the moon.
That's right. You step over this line, you don't have goggles on, your eyes will fall out.
And basically what you're saying is that when the government put those lines on the railway station tracks, it doesn't mean anything, and I can step over them safely.
No, you got to the end of that joke.
It was a long one. That's something I've never heard a girl say before.
They're not.
Uptight guy.
Uptight guy. Breathe in and out and let it happen.
Oh, sorry. That was my Claxton.
I thought you were having a
click.
stroke.
I can't make a Claxton.
Somewhere in Nakia's house, Dave's just going.
Is she orgasming down there?
My crow.
So glad I got that microphone to work.
Missing all that quality content.
So the pinwheel pissed me off.
Yeah.
Was impressed with the gauge. Liked the point that radiation does not.
The radiation level in there will be lethal.
Whereas here it's just cancerous.
Yeah. Just cancerous.
One in every two of us are gonna get it. So
It's just cancerous, and it's the 70s. So as the doctors say, I'll protect myself with a cigarette.
Yes.
Cigarettes.
Marlboro's finest.
Yes, the army is. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, then the army.
Yeah, the army goes to bomb the place, so everyone congregates outside to watch stock footage of jets shooting missiles. But unfortunately, there's no stock footage of the power plant blowing up.
Well, the other thing is, one, they're hiding behind a truck. Now, we all know that that's not really going to help very much.
This is the 70s, it would have.
I do like the fact that Sarah's making that funny face and trying to do she just sort of playing with that. That was fun. The doctor's just standing up there. But he's just told them that it devours radiation. So they thought, what is this? Feed me, Seymour, feed me. Anyway.
It was the 70s, and a guy was just like, I know, we'll just blow it up.
If we can't punch it, we'll blow it up.
Have we tried bombing it?
Yes.
Not today.
Let's talk to it. And Sarah says, what are we going to do? Hand signals? I did like that.
Eldrad is horrified to find out that they have become a bipedal humanoid figure who is, even worse, a woman. And yeah, a hot woman, but not by his culture.
That is one sexy Eldrad. If that Eldrad had to live.
And
also,
when you posted this podcast and you had me crouching at some woman's ankle, staring up at her crotch, and I went, "Who the hell's that?"
Well, I hadn't watched the episode. Let me just say the only reason it was like that because that was the only picture of you I could find online.
What, me staring at a woman's crotch?
No, from your neighborhood watch show.
Honest to God.
And I had two options. It was either looking over Tom Baker or looking up at her crotch.
Yeah.
Oh, I like looking up at the crotch.
Yeah, you chose okay. Yeah, that was on brand.
And that was that you'd been knocked out, and as you woke up,
I've gone, oh goodness, what's that?
She said, well, I've woken up with worse views.
Yeah, it's like looking up at the watch.
And you said Eldrad must live. Very androgynous.
Mm.
Must live is what I said.
She was supposed to be modelled off of Sarah Jane, which is funny.
Oh,
she looks nothing like Sarah Jane.
She's way taller than Sarah Jane.
Yeah, well, she got the height from Driscoll. You know, when two people love each other, and they hold a hand of Eldrad.
Well, she was wearing a wedge bootie as well. Sarah Jane wearing the sneakers of a 6-year-old child,
which I would wear tomorrow.
I would wear that whole outfit.
It was great.
Fabulous.
It was fantastic. She looked amazing.
To repel men.
Oh, would you wear it, Adam?
Oh, totally. I would totally wear it.
I should tell you a conversation my father had with me once.
Okay, good.
And I'm wearing something similar to the Sarah Jane outfit, but not pink and white striped. And he said to me, Nakia, I need to tell you, you won't get a man if you wear that. And I said, good. And then he stole 3 of my jumpers and put them in the dog kennel for the dogs because
I like the positive phraseology to your daughter. You're not going to catch a man.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do.
But you've got to remember, I grew up in the country, and anyone who was
You
24
have to shoot one.
was left on the shelf.
Oh, shit.
Dad, I caught me a man. What do I do with it now?
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
I'm sorry. Her costume wasn't as good as Sherbet.
Oh,
Hi-ho, Kermit Frog here. If I could turn back time, yay! If I could find a way.
Could you just imagine him sitting on that log singing that?
Why are there so many ways to turn back time? And why am I wearing fishnet stockings?
I do have to say,
And a man
remember I
king.
said I'd mention the fonts,
Oh, yes.
as in
Yeah,
FONT.
We've been
Yes.
waiting for this call
Sure.
back.
Tell me all about the fonts. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
Okay, if you go back to the control room and it's critical,
Mm.
and it's appearing and disappearing on the screen. Critical.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it is in a font that is so hard to read.
Oh, yes.
Everyone would stand around for at least an hour going, oh, it's what?
It's what?
What?
It's cute.
Critique.
But it is a beautiful 60s, 70s psychedelic font.
Mm.
And I do believe that from now on, all computers, particularly with important things, should be in some sort of flourishing font that is very, very difficult to read.
It was like the Comic Sans of its time.
It was. It's like getting your name in all capitals in sort of, what's that?
Like Gothic. sort of-
Gothic Old English. And then everyone looks at it and goes,
What does that say?
What
on
does
your
that
arm?
say? Yeah.
Well, Comic Sans was actually developed to be easy to read.
Yeah, and now it's embarrassing.
But it's a joke.
It's a meme.
It's all there in the title.
And if you want
He's a meme machine.
if you ever want to see how graphic designers feel about those sorts of fonts, watch the Saturday Night Live clip with Ryan Gosling called
Oh, yes. Papyrus. Yep.
Very funny.
And that's quite a niche thing to want to see, that how does a graphic artist respond to a font?
I shall show it to you.
That's
You shall laugh and you shall say.
Okay, show us right now, Nikia.
Well, thanks for joining us for Font Watch. We'll have that.
Sponsored by Tefont.com.
nothing but papyrus
The
all
other
day,
thing is-
every day.
Why does nothing blow up but the actual fucking control room that should be the safest place in the building?
Fantastic. So
Faulty.
good. So good.
Everybody into the control room. Hey, and you blow it up. What's that sign say? Cluck, cluck.
I love when Eldrad uses his lie detector eyes and the doctor's like head flips out. I'm like, what is going on?
All they did was that they took 2 frames and just repeated them over and over.
Yeah.
No, it was real, Rebecca. It was
real. It was real. Did I break the 4th wall of cinematography? Did I?
And did they paint them? Like, did they just stick them on and then look up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you look down and go,
Well, the props guy didn't have a lot
Stick
to
it
do in the episode. There was, once he'd knocked out the hoodies in the first scene, the
No,
white hoodie.
Barb was stuck in traffic.
Oh yeah, and Barb's stuck in traffic.
Well,
so.
at least with the eyes, they had somewhere to like superimpose the blue light. Not like every time the ring's on, where the blue light is like in the general vicinity of the thing it's supposed to be, working on.
Yeah.
Well, the blue light was actually just an overlay frame that they put on top of the footage.
What?
Shh.
The hands are real.
It's
At-
so
Mute her.
quiet.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I would
It's nice and still.
Eldrad must live.
Eldrad must live. Bjork must live. It is me, Bjork. I have come
Hello,
to
Bjork.
take over your souls.
I've changed my mind. YouTube channel.
I have taken over this man's body. It is me, Bjork. Have you found my stone 150 million in your hand?
Yes, we have Bjork must.
We'll give you back your sex toy.
Everybody now, Bjork must live.
Bjork. Do we have to say like
Must live.
You sound like Mario now.
Bjork must
Me, Bjork.
Bjork and Mario next drawing up.
Bjork Mario.
Bjork must
It's
live
me, Bjork.
somewhere
It's
else.
a me, Bjork.
Oh, she collects shrooms. That's why she acts as odd as she does.
All right, I will leave to go to a power station now. Goodbye
Yes.
from Bjork.
New body.
Oh.
Woo. I tell you what, Bjork
done.
should live.
Karen also says those hoodies that the aliens wear would be rocking in our Canadian winters, and
Oh,
it would save them the trouble of chasing down polar bears for coats.
I want to
It's
know
funny, it's winter here and none of us are wearing jumpers.
on the
I know.
planet. We want Karen. Is that what a Canadian winter actually looks like?
Yeah,
Because I'm not
I was
coming in.
I was in Canada during autumn and it started snowing, and all the
were
Canadian
you?
people were like, I was like freaking out, being like, "Oh my god, it's snowing!" And they were like, "During winter, it gets down to -30." I'm like, "Oh my god, it's snowing!"
Hey, I was in Toronto in spring and it was 12 degrees,
Mm.
and the guy's going, "Woohoo! Shorts are on," and he's put the top down on his car, and I'm in like 3 jackets, going, "Good God, I'm gonna die!"
Yeah. Well, then I had to tell them, "Oh yeah, in Australia, in Brisbane, in summer it gets up between 30 to 40 degrees," and they were like, "What? What are you talking about?"
You're melting. I'm melting. I'm melting. I love Canadians. They're just like Australians, but with an accent.
Karen says that their winters reach -40 and it snows for 6 months of the year.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Oh
Yeah,
my
you get
god,
used-
that's amazing. It's summer and they're only at like 15 above. 15
Isn't
is
that
our
what the
winter.
temperature- Yeah.
That's
Isn't that
our
what the
winter.
temperature is today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In winter,
And
and
I'm
it's 10
sweating.
degrees right now.
That's me.
Oh, well, I'm sweating because I'm sitting near Beck and she's hot stuff.
Hot stuff,
I'm next-
baby, this evening.
The one down.
Exactly.
She got her stones out.
Yes.
What, me?
Yeah.
Put your stones away,
your
Adam.
Eldrad stones.
They were quite the surprise, I can tell you.
She did not see that.
Ooh.
No
I like
black
those. I like
solid
those
gold.
silicon-based life forms.
Mm. Get my geodetic all over those.
So poor old Driscoll dies.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry, we're back.
Yeah, Eldrad.
And we're back. Driscoll's dead. No one mentions that. Got to call his family. Whatever.
Yeah, what ifs,
Well,
yeah.
what ifs?
Yeah.
What evs?
There's still a dead guy who tells 2 stories, who deserved to really after that shitty sort of attempt at killing anyone.
He
And-
didn't even do a good job. He's just like, and then he
Yeah.
falls.
Yeah, it was rubbish. I do think that there's some animosity between the 2 workmates that Driscoll chose to punch or hit on the head instead of do the ring thing at. But, you know, we're not going to go into office politics here.
No.
And then at this point, because I've seen it a million times, but at this point, as Eldrad's chatting away, did you start to think, oh, okay, maybe Eldrad's a goodie?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
'Cause I
I
did-
thought Eldrad was not acting like a goodie at all.
No, but maybe I thought Eldrad had been, you know, once bitten, twice shy.
Do you reckon the reason why in the plot line they made Eldrad a female first was because it'd be more believable that he's turned good?
Yeah. I mean, you know, you're never lying in bed at night and hear a noise outside and go, oh my God, there's a woman out there. You
Well,
know?
certainly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, I never. Yeah.
Oh,
women in there, women in here. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm
Yeah.
terribly sorry. I'm a terrible person.
Yeah.
My version of play school was like, there's a woman in there, and I was like,
Yeah.
bullshit,
And
bullshit.
there are people with games
There's a woman for
and
everyone.
stories to tell.
That's what I was taught when I was a kid. It's not true. It's not true.
Come in.
Maybe yours.
Adam.
Maybe your woman. Maybe your woman was wearing one of
Are
my.
you insinuating he's an Adam of loose virtue?
If he had half a chance, Beck, yes, he would.
Nakia, you were trying to make a joke about me?
Wait till I finish mine first.
That's what she said.
I could just hear you starting several times, and just wanted to let you get your diss out as well.
I
shall
was
we?
not
Yes,
going to
okay.
make a joke about you. I said perhaps the woman for you was wearing one of my outfits from university, and so therefore could not catch the man she needed. And
Wow.
you missed.
It was long, but we got there. We got there in the end.
Yeah, and was it worth it, you'd argue?
It was never meant to be a joke. It was meant to be a philosophical,
Loving and affectionate at Adam's expense.
yes, a philosophical look at the life of Adam. And
Women,
I had
can I just say,
Wow,
women
that was really
catch,
short.
women don't need to catch me. They just have to say, I've got booze, and I'll be there, baby. I'll be there.
Boobs.
or boobs.
Boobs or
Both.
boobs?
Boobs/booze.
Both.
Just they could slur. I got booze, and you just go, yeah, no.
Buzz, and you just
Yeah.
like,
I have no
Uptight
standards.
yeah.
Yep, that is
all.
also a rallying cry for me. I have no standards.
Oh, that's not true.
Yeah.
Now
Did he
stop
say
it.
no or low?
We love
The-
you. Adam.
The doctor
Yes.
offers to take Eldrad back to Castria, but in the present, he refuses to take her 150 million years into the past to extract her revenge.
Yes, and then Sarah goes off and gets a banana, which still amused the hell
Yes.
out of me.
Well, no, first Watson tries to shoot Eldrad, but the bullets do nothing. The doctor warns her that if he kills Watson, he refuses to help her. He also reminds Eldrad that Watson helped her regeneration, so she expresses gratitude to the person she just tried to kill.
Like, what the hell does Watson think he's doing? A nuclear weapon couldn't kill this thing.
Oh, but the bullets don't work, so he goes back to get another clip.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and the other thing is, bring 2 clips with you, you dick.
But also the effect that happens when he gets like shot down by Eldrad is amazing, where he's like negative and then goes blue and then
Yeah,
so
I know.
good.
Really good. That
Did anyone else recognize the line where somebody's just like, I think they said, Dr. Watson, come here, I need you.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a throwback to the first phone call, the first telephone phone call. It
Which
was,
was
I think it was,
played by the doctor. Yeah.
Yeah.
wasn't that it was in another Doctor Who episode, wasn't it?
It was in Father's Day.
Yes,
Oh,
that's it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
And
Your knowledge
No,
of this
then-
show is freakish.
therefore, I know absolutely nothing about anything else because anything that was any use in my life, I threw out so I could stick Doctor Who stuff in.
Cooking.
I believe that.
Cooking.
If you ever get Alzheimer's, Nakia, you'll just be sitting in a nursing home telling everyone about what Tom Baker did
Oh yeah,
this week.
No, I hope that if you get dementia, you're just going to go around thinking you are the doctor. Like that would be amazing.
Oh, that would be so cool. I'll come visit you.
Come visit me and I'll tell you all about the planets we're going to go.
We're so looking forward to your declining mental health.
I know it's so
So
Well,
much.
look, you'll know when I start to suffer from dementia because I'll be like, oh, you should meet my girlfriend, and you'll be like, oh, sure, Adam, sure we will, sure.
Come on, she
And
lives,
she's not inflatable.
She's so cute this week.
she lives in Canada. You wouldn't know her.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
But I mean, that's an old-
Yes, and when Eldrad jumps onto the TARDIS, he instantly tries to attack the Doctor. That's when I knew that Eldrad was probably going to turn evil again.
Well, and the other thing,
Evil.
what is the actual truth of this? Because guns can sometimes get fired in the control room of the TARDIS. Sometimes they can't. It depends. It's very
Yeah.
convenient to the story.
Yes.
So
exactly.
I always assumed they couldn't, but then in the new series, it's happened. And I believe in the old series it probably has as well. So make up some minds about this. Or is he just that little bit shittier as it goes along?
The new Doctor's always carrying guns on the TARDIS. Disapproving.
No, I'm not even going to acknowledge that. Eldrad on Castria. On Castria, Eldrad restores power to the dome and heads into the thermal chambers, getting an arrow of acid in her chest for her troubles.
Oh, arrow to the knee.
One of my favourite parts of all of this going through this is the banter between Sarah and Tom Baker, or Sarah and the Doctor. It's just, I don't care about that. It's just the beautiful culmination of what their relationship had turned into, and her little comments and jokes to him, and all that sort of stuff as they go along. That's what I enjoyed. I mean, it's a lot of running down corridors.
Yeah, like when Sarah Jane gets hit by a booby trap, but it turns out they're only designed to hurt Castrians. So the Doctor berates Sarah Jane for thinking she was about to die.
Yeah, he goes, "Get
She's
up!"
like, "Get up, Jesus!"
It obviously affected her though. So
yeah. But he doesn't care.
But that was some really fabulous overacting by Sarah Jane.
But she's really good with it. She's like, all right, and up she gets. Like when he says, "Stay here," and she runs up behind him and says, "Worry about you." You know, like that sort of.
They set off another booby trap, an avalanche of rocks, presumably designed to only hurt silicon-based life forms.
No, thank God.
Yeah, rocks can't hurt people.
Yeah, carbon-based life forms wouldn't be crushed by rocks.
No.
Of course not. And then
they do wobble.
And then my favourite bit is where Sarah Jane starts asking questions about the booby traps. She says she feels
booby taps.
The booby traps.
They were an awesome band, weren't they? Hey?
I wish I had taps on mine.
Yeah. Anyway, she starts asking smart questions about the booby traps, and the Doctor, who we've always been told is always right, treats her like she's being silly, even though we know that they are being watched.
I know. It's a real thing of the Doctor in those days to not really listen to the companion.
Even when they're correct.
Well, particularly because this is the 70s and mansplaining was...
Oh, it was at its peak.
It was at its peak.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
There, I said it.
You did.
I stand by.
My husband offered to give me a whole day of mansplaining if I would like for every single thing I did today, and I offered to kick him in the nuts. And so we agreed.
You'd have to sew him back on first.
It's like the modern day version of The Odd Couple. One of them mansplains, the other gets kicked in the nuts. Da 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 da.
He was joking.
Isn't that the same person though?
Yeah.
Yes.
Unless the wife gets kicked in the nuts.
They come to a bridge over a crevasse, so the Doctor just lifts Eldrad up over his head.
Eldrad's on a bit stiff.
Yeah, tell me, Nakia, how safe is it to have the lead actor just hauling another actor around like a sack of spuds?
That's extremely safe, particularly if you're still outside smoking near the petrol drums.
I wondered when I watched that, I was like, were they supposed to help her across? And Tom Baker's like, "Oh, fuck this," and fucking just lifted her up. And the actress was like, "Oh God, what's going on?"
I said to Nakia before, I thought the Doctor was very handsy in this episode. Very handsy. So
the hand of fear isn't actually the concrete hand, is it?
You see what I'm saying? And I think she was supposed to be aided on foot across the bridge so we could see those lovely wedge boots.
But he wanted to get a hand on the
He wanted to really...
Oh, no. So they take her to the regeneration chamber, which disintegrates.
It's a free feel.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
But Eldrad has now regenerated as a male. Now, I'm sorry, but Eldrad has always been played by a woman since I started watching this episode.
Yeah.
I'm not sexist or anything, but I just don't think the character works as a man, okay?
Yeah.
Look, Adam, I'm
pretty ugly.
Right. Eldrad has always been a woman. I don't know.
Oh, she's not literally behind you. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I'm taking
creepy.
I'm taking a stance on this. This was the worst Eldrad ever. The episode completely went downhill when Eldrad became a man. And
It has nothing to do with the fact that Eldred's a man, but the writing in the second half of this
Yeah.
episode is terrible, and
Yeah,
that's what I don't like.
the overacting was terrible.
It's more politicized once he's a man.
Oh, I know, and had to have a beard. I mean, you know,
Oh, I love the
Yeah.
mustache.
oh, the rock beard and mustache. Yes, and I just think that they could have to kill Eldrad because Eldrad as a man killed the episode. Anyway.
Eldrad goes bloody crazy, ranting about how he will now rule Castria. He rushes to defeat the king of Castria, who turns out is long dead. So now Eldrad is just angry he can't kill the old king.
What?
It is a very, very extreme revenge
Yeah.
to commit suicide of your whole generation.
Yeah.
The infinitesimal possibility that Eldrad would come back. Now,
Right, everybody. Eldrad has been obliterated, but there is a 1 in 3 million chance that he might be back. So look, it's a bit extreme, but I suggest that we kill all of ourselves and make sure that nothing ever exists.
I'm
Yeah.
on board.
yeah,
Sure.
Sounds like
Yeah.
a good plan.
Yeah.
Feasible. Yeah.
Excuse
Oh,
me.
hey,
Can we
what
can we maybe move to another planet so he can't
Oh.
find us? No.
That seems a lot of work. I think we just don't.
That seems extreme.
and then I mean that's Steve. Steve's never been a team player, have you, Steve?
He's an
I
a-hole.
also think that all of our future generations that we've got stored, let's kill them too. I mean, we don't want Eldrad to have anything, even though he'll probably never come back ever. I mean, you know. Anyway, and
1 in 3 million chance. So, all right.
Yeah.
That
Do you-
seems high.
Do
So.
you guys want me to start killing you, or are you just going to do it yourself?
Up to
Yeah, I'll
you.
just do it myself.
Whatever works best.
yeah, kill Steve first. He didn't want to do it.
Yeah. As I said before, he's an a-hole.
Yeah. Alphabetical.
No, well.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, but
I'm lost.
No, let's go reverse. YXWV.
Oh.
Yeah, let's go that way.
I, King Rokon, need to be the last one because I need to record some messages. Are you sure you want to? It was your plan. Maybe you should go first. No. I'll be last. I'll just live naturally. I'm not going to live for 150 million years.
You know, bloody
Yeah,
Rokon
yeah.
to kill himself. I hate those suicide pacts when the one guy goes, "Yeah, you go first."
Yeah, you first.
Yeah. And he's just like, I'm just going to sit here until I die.
I'm just going to age.
Do you think that's what he did? Just sat there?
Yeah.
Because he's
Yeah.
still there.
I'm assuming he binge watched Netflix and then he died.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what it's like being in isolation. You binge watch Netflix and they find you dead on your couch after a while. Brain dead.
Sarah
Tissues
Jane
everywhere.
and the Doctor use his scarf to trip Eldrad into the abyss. He throws Eldrad's ring of power into the abyss after him, later stating that Eldrad probably isn't dead, which basically just means he gave him his ring back.
Yeah. So, take the ring, pop it in the TARDIS,
Yeah.
hide it somewhere.
Nah,
In the mirror.
nah, just chuck it down an abyss.
Do you think
Yeah.
the doctor
What
has
was-
like a jewelry box full of like powerful rings and
Eldrad,
necklaces?
7 things.
7 fingers.
Every time he
That's what
opens
those
it, he's like, "Oh, I just need to find a ring. Excuse me. Oh, Eldrad must live." Oh, right, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Sorry, what was that? Yeah.
What was that? Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Over
Nothing,
the
just
threat-
talking about
And-
the
and
threatening
what-
voice in my head.
What was when they hurled him into the, like, what did they say? It was something like, oh, it's an abyss. Oh, and it's a long way down or something
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
Yeah.
that was a joke.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, was
she
that a joke?
Yeah,
Oh,
he said it's an abyss. She goes, yeah, it's also a long way down.
straight over my
Oh,
head.
I thought
I
it was
like-
like foreshadowing.
I liked it when she said,
Foreshadowing.
she said,
Big word.
I liked her, but I couldn't stand him.
I liked in the reviews that I read afterwards that that people loved the first incarnation of Eldrad,
Mm.
and then the second they were like, oh, it's just so overacted. And I'm like, he was a pile of rocks and his lips moved.
Yeah.
I mean, by your lips moving is the only acting the man was able to do.
I like when the Doctor goes, "How do we know you're actually Eldrad?" And he goes, "Ha ha! You sound just like Professor Watson, the person we've both met. See, I am Eldrad." Oh.
So yeah.
Back on the TARDIS, Sarah Jane is sick of being menaced by aliens and threatens to leave.
I know, and she's just having a little foot stamping hissy fit. She's not
Yeah.
really one to go.
While she packs her stuff, the Doctor gets a call from Gallifrey, and he knows he must take Sarah Jane back to Earth. She is devastated.
I know. I'm devastated.
But good thing she's got all her stuff packed up.
I always love that line where she goes, "I'm going to pack my goodies and I'm going home."
Yeah. I was like, whoa. You've already packed your goodies, love.
And she huffs out. I know.
No, no clothes. She doesn't have any clothes with her. It's just a stuffed owl and a plant.
It was the least dramatic exit of a companion I've ever seen. She just walks out and doesn't have you seen a companion exit in New Who?
Yeah.
It's like multi-episode arcs and tears.
The music swells and there's moments where they stare at each other and, oh my God, I'm going to go away. And
I think
I'm going to die.
Probably one of the most tender I've seen in old Who, classic Who. Although I thought the Doctor was a bit in love with Jo, the third Doctor, and I think that was pretty tough. But yeah, and I hate the way that he said, "Till we meet again." So now you see why she thought he'd come back, and and then he just bloody typical, sleep with them once, off they go, never see him again.
Wait, they slept together?
They both slept in the TARDIS, so
So they slept together.
Same bed.
the Doctor drops off Sarah. The Doctor drops off Sarah Jane in what he thinks is South Croydon, but it will be 30 years before we find out it is actually Aberdeen.
I know, and she can't whistle, so the director did the whistle for her, and she mimed it.
Mm.
And I thought, thank God it wasn't me. And they said, now you've got to click your way out because I'll be screwed.
But honest to God, so how far in advance have you got the script? And it's like in the very end scene, Nakia, I'm going to require you to whistle. Oh, I can't whistle. Well, mate, we've got you, 3 months we'll be shooting, so learn.
Yeah.
Here's an idea. Learn.
Oh, and the other thing is that Tom and Sarah didn't like the final dialogue they were given in the TARDIS, and so they improvised it. So they came up with it themselves to try because they didn't think it had enough emotion in it.
It still didn't have enough emotion in it.
Well, I was going to say, why do I feel like the original script was the Doctor going, I'm going to miss you very much, Sarah Jane. They were like, no, we'll do it our own way. Where the Doctor goes, we're here, off you get, bye.
No.
That's basically it.
Oh, no. Anyway.
So that's emotions for 1970s.
I did
1970s man.
This was her last episode, so I watched the episodes just through clean eyes, if you will. Clean eye. That's not a phrase.
I had my filthy eyes on.
You dirty eyes, your dirty retinas.
Clean eye for the Doctor Who guy.
I had clean retinas when I watched this. And then at the end of the episode, I went, oh, that was a bit of an anticlimax. And then I went and read about it, and it's like, oh, that was her last episode. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was a bit
Same here.
Yeah, there's not even anything that I could overanalyze that would make it,
Especially because she'd been the longest companion, not by much. Oh, I think Jamie Crimmin, but he's been in the Big Finish as well.
The only thing is, I was thinking people must have known it was her last episode because when she's underneath the rubble at the start, I was like, oh, is that supposed to be a fake out of like, oh my God, Sarah Jane's dead and that's how she leaves?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, you've got to remember when I watched it, we didn't have the internet. It was probably 2 years past its broadcast date, original date in the UK, and I didn't know she was leaving. So it was the most devastating. And for me, I don't know, whatever age I was. I know I was in
you would have been married
school.
to your cousin.
I was married. I would have been married to my cousin.
You caught him.
If I'd won.
She caught him.
She caught him. He's mine.
And the
With
right
a lasso.
right
Oh,
covered in glue.
pregnant again.
Oh God.
Oh,
Oh
I've got your
God.
Brandon stick. I've got another live one.
And with that. Oh, sorry.
As a kid, for me, it was not good enough. It needed to be more. That's the only time I wrote fan fiction. I wrote the story that I wanted.
I would
Do
like
you still have that?
Oh, somewhere.
Oh, please
I would
find
like
that. That would be amazing.
You
So
would have
it's-
been like 9, Nakia.
Did you understand words like temporal and where are we? Histology, differentiation. Were you sitting there as a small child going, oh gosh?
Oh, I
The story you wrote is called the geodetic temporal histology, isn't it? Yeah.
I knew about the word temporal because my parents used it with me
How to use
as a child.
in its perfect form. That was what I was doing for social studies at school.
Someone's a bit fancy.
You've got to understand that I watched it and you picked things up, but you didn't. You just sort of said, oh, well, that's science. That's Doctor Who science. I don't know if I believed it was complete and utter. But there are times when I've watched things like, I don't know, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or Sale of the Century, those quiz shows, and they've asked a question and I know the answer. And I know the answer from Doctor Who. I always
That's what you'll be doing with your Alzheimer's sitting in an old folks home when you're older.
Eldrad must live.
No, it'll be a science thing, and it will have been from Doctor Who, and I'll go, I know that because of this episode of Doctor Who, and I did it the other day, and David goes, how the hell do you know that? And I went, Doctor Who. So I didn't believe all of it, but you sort of suck bits of it in, I guess, like this.
Adam, your thoughts? Sucking.
I suck too. Yeah. So. And with that, Sarah Jane Smith exits Doctor Who by telling a dog, he blew it!
I know. And you can really hear her Liverpool accent in that, can't you? He blew it. He blew it.
He blew it, love.
He blew it.
And that's it. The next episode would be The Deadly Assassin, which is the first episode where the Doctor didn't have a companion and sets up quite a few... things that we're still part of the lore to this day. Well,
bring the master back.
Brought the master back, yeah. So that's it. That's the Hand of Fear.
I know. I bit of a letdown as Sarah's last episode.
Yeah.
I thought I liked the one before, the Mask of Mandragora or Mandragora or whatever it was. I liked that one better. I thought Eldrad was a bit hot to start with. Then it went downhill.
Spicy.
Obviously shows you what an outfit or losing your figure can do to you.
Why are you looking at me?
Losing your figure can do.
I find it quite interesting that in the middle of a global pandemic where everyone's biggest fear isn't that they're going to get sick from the pandemic. It's just that they're going to get fat and end up like me. So.
Oh,
Honey.
it's no fun
But
to make fun of yourself.
Works for me because I can eat whatever I want because I was already the size of a house. So.
Well, there are times eating my third bag of chips where I think, I wonder if they'll be able to get a cherry picker through that roof. But anyway, we'll see.
Has it got a bag of cherries on top? Then I won't.
As we always do, we like to give the episode a score out of 5. Nakia, would you like to go first?
No, I'm going last.
Okay. Beck Buckingham, would you like to go first?
Just very quickly, if I can, my research for this, I whipped onto eBay. There's no merch for the Hand of Fear, just other than DVDs. But what I did find is Doctor Who is kicking and screaming into the gang hip-hop sort of world.
Right.
So the Wu-Tang Clan hoodie.
Good.
There was the Doctor Who Converse sneaker, which I thought was very.
I've got 2.
145. What, 2 sneakers?
No, I've got
Yeah. You had to
Really?
buy them separately. They're 2 left ones though.
I'm fancy.
And my personal favorite. Did you find one or did you lose one? And then my personal favorite, a Doctor Who underbust corset.
Ooh.
An underbust corset made your hooters look a bit like the TARDIS.
Yeah.
$45.
And you mean Hooters as in WHOOTERS?
Yes.
No, Baps, girls.
Yeah, they still mean the same thing, but
Mine's are called Hooters.
Just with a silent W.
I would give this, I have to say, a 2. I found it, there were things that interested me and really, lame stuff and interesting stuff. And in recognition of the fact that it was such a seminal kind of group of episodes because it was the farewell for one of the companions.
Yep.
But very repetitive. I think the same dialogue kept getting repeated over and over again, and that goddamn klaxon. So I'm going to go a 2.
Fair enough.
All right. I am going to give it. I'm going to give it a 3.5. I think it's a thinking of it from the 70s episodes. It seems like a very normal sort of episode, but I actually enjoyed watching it. And I know that there are some episodes from that period where I'm not going to enjoy watching it because it's just going to be a lot of capturing, recapturing. And look, there was a lot of corridor walking. To be fair, if this episode had been made today, it would be one 45-minute episode. It would trim all the fat off. It would be a half-decent episode. But yeah, there are bits that I enjoy. There's bits that are fun to watch. But running through corridors, insane. And then right at the end where they're like, oh yeah, Eldrad's bad again. Let's wrap it up. Let's get out of here,
Yeah.
But yeah, so 3.5. I'm going to give it 3.5. Beck Tech.
Beck Tech. I'm going to give it a 2 as well. I just thought the episode was really plain, and like I didn't know until I did a little bit of research during the episode that Sarah Jane was supposed to be leaving in this one. And when I saw the ending, I'm just like, are you serious? Like, this is the longest companion and this is how she's leaving? Like, there was more emotion with David Tennant seeing her back again than there was the whole ending of that whole episode. I was just like, are you serious?
Exactly.
And I completely agree with you. It could have been just one episode. They could have just gotten rid of all the crap, like the doctor talking to the intern. Like, did you just react to me? He watched it with me too, so he disagrees.
The thing I try and keep in my head for the 70s is Doctor Who was on most of the year.
Yeah, that's what
Whereas
I was trying to remember.
they do 10 episodes or 12 episodes, for the earlier seasons, and they actually they're selective about the stories they put on. Back in the 70s, when it was on most of the year, they were like, okay, we've got a story, it's a good story, let's have them run down a few extra corridors and pad it out. Like the bit at the start, that was obviously padding, there were, So I try, otherwise every classic episode would get a 2 or less from me, because it does not hold up to today's standards. But I have to remember that they had different standards back then. So
yeah, so I think it was cool that they got to film in an actual nuclear power plant. We actually thought it was like a water, filtering plant. We didn't actually think it was a power plant until we went and looked it up. So that was pretty cool. And I also liked Sarah Jane's outfit. She looked really cute. That was redeemed features.
Probably more effort put into trying to secure the nuclear power plant than to honor Sarah Jane leaving.
Yeah, and I think I give it a 2 ratings simply because of that one security guy's Bowie bulge, which is bigger than the Bowie bulge by far. It's like 2 Bowie bulges put together.
Hi ho, it's Kermit the Frog. I live down here in Bowie's bulge.
Jim Henson.
That's beautiful. That's their Toowoomba.
Why are there so many penises as big as Bowie's?
Right near Cunningham.
And what's on the
other side?
Cunningham Gap, her little local joke there.
And please let us know in the comments if you have what you think of the episode as well. And Nakia, can you please let us know what your score is?
Okay, so yeah, I was like you. The first time I watched it, I had no idea that Sarah was going. And so I felt it did a disservice to the character. So you can probably understand why School Reunion was such a huge deal for me. Yeah. And I gave such big marks because it gave me, I didn't realize how long I'd been waiting for closure on poor old Sarah.
Yeah.
There's not as much, I like the fact that there's not as much that, last time, in some of them they almost give you the whole story before they get to the new bits. Corridor running, some of the characters, As I say, the rapport between those two is, I mean, it's on show in a lot of episodes, but I really like that it's on show in this one. I know that Sarah, they talked to, and she didn't want an episode that focused on her because she was leaving. But look, I'm going to give it, they were making them one a week sometimes. So
Yeah.
for me, I'm still going to give it a 4.
Okay.
I have to give it a 4 because there are plenty of episodes that I've watched in the old where I've thought to myself, oh, God, how am I going to get through watching this again? Now, I've watched The Hand of Fear many times and I own the DVD. And what was the one we watched with the Revenge of the Cybermen?
Oh, the Cybernats.
Yes, I ain't watching that again. Okay?
Oh, see, I thought that was a cracker.
Except the bit where the cyber leader shakes Tom Baker and doesn't seem to stop.
There's a lot of pent-up rage there.
It still makes me laugh. So yeah, I have to give it a 4. I'm looking at it from a classic, and I'm also looking at it from how I felt. And it won't ever get a 5 because they didn't do the right thing by Sarah. Anyway.
Yeah, and maybe they could have cut it. They definitely cut it down to 3 episodes at least.
Yeah, I actually thought it was 3 episodes. So
I was glad when I looked at it. It was only 4 episodes. I was like, oh, thank God, it's not like 12.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think one of the good things, or one of the things that's different, is that the alien's always bad, and you always know they're bad pretty much straight away. Whereas this is the first one I ever watched and went, oh, okay, maybe this alien's good. And then it's like, I was wrong.
Nope.
But yeah, it was the first time that I think I'd ever really considered that. So yeah, and I remember planning what silicon stuff was. So
that sounded legitimate.
Well,
I remember learning what silicon.
I know when he said silicon based and it'd be a rock, I was like, wait, isn't silicon the stuff that they put in for wires and stuff?
And boobs.
And boobs?
So I do remember looking that up in the Encyclopedia Britannica at school because I wanted to know. So there you go.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Comment, if you're watching this episode, please comment a.
Did anybody watch?
There's 4 people watching apparently, but comment a location and an object, and we will use it if you comment. Now we just have to patter for 30 seconds because of the lag. So that was The Hand of Fear.
Hello, 4 people.
Hello, 4 people. Well, we're going to release this as a normal episode as well, so more people will listen to it.
So 5.
I mean,
I brought
the food wanker on because I thought she was a big star on the internet. She told.
Can I say, when you messaged me this morning and said, "Oh yeah, Beck's here," I was like, "What? We're all doing it by Zoom." No, you just invited her around.
Social distancing.
Yeah,
Social distancing.
Yeah.
We don't even have to worry about that now.
Yeah,
Though.
I made 2 lasagnas
I think
last
we
night.
still worry about it.
How many are left?
Oh,
One
my
was
God,
in the
down
slow
next
cooker.
one
one
for
was
each
in the
hand.
normal-
how
yeah,
many
one
guys
for each
down
hand.
next to me the other day and then cough?
The day.
No, some random guy. He sat down. There were 3 seats. He sat next to me and then went without covering his mouth. I want to do it because
No, don't.
and then coughed, and I went.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
my husband's fine, and the only jobs that he's been to of note of late is cutting rings off people's fingers
Uh-huh.
Really?
because either their hands are all poofed up from all the sanitizer, or the 4 bags of chips they're eating every time. Lots of cutting. People aren't burning their houses down or being in car accidents because they're at home.
Damn, I can still get my rings off.
Anyway, what about the other ring?
Well, in France, the firefighters are setting themselves on fire and fighting the police. So,
Sacre bleu.
Exactly. Look, actually, I saw a lovely story today where the protesters in America and the police were all doing a line dance thing.
Oh.
They're all dancing
that lovely?
together. Hey, it's better than bloody throwing tear gas on them and beating them over their heads.
Is it?
I think so.
All right. No one in the comments. So, Beck, do you have a suggestion of an item and a location, please?
Let's say Brussels sprout
Brussels. Oh, sorry. Before you give me that, I should say, does anyone have anything they want to plug?
Quite a few things, but not on camera.
Oh, God. Okay, rightio then.
Oh.
That's what she said.
Look, if you like what we're doing, please consider supporting us on Patreon. Look for D4WH. You will get episodes 2 weeks early, and you'll also get mini episodes in between our normal episodes as well. So
We're started late, by the way.
yeah, Brussels sprouts, and what's the location?
South Croydon.
Surface of the moon.
Surface of the moon. You get the word out. You might be an astronaut on the surface of the moon, part of Trump's Space Force. Which I've started watching the Steve Carell show, and the worst part of the show is that it's supposed to be a comedy, but it makes the Space Force look okay.
Oh. Don't spoil it. I want to watch it.
You might be a part of Trump's Space Force, getting your Brussels sprouts sent to you. That's all they'll allow to send to you is Brussels sprouts. So you're farting up a storm.
Yeah, you can have space.
You can turn the methane into energy, which means that you can power your radio and listen to D4WH. Which look, everything on the moon is terrible and it sucks, but we salute you. Until next time, keep searching the skies for the Doctor.
Goodbye.
Bye. Goodbye. And Black Lives Matter.
Yes, Black Lives Matter. Goodbye.
How do I stop the live stream?
I don't know.